Going live? Okay. Did that work? I don't know if the bot works on this. Ban Christian Halquiferbacks. Hello there. Can you people hear me? Can anyone... What the hell am I talking about? I can just check on my second monitor. It looks like it went through, yeah. It looks like it went through. Okay. So, today, everyone's fifth favorite custom card reviewer, the Duel Man, trying to climb up my ranks of the custom card review category. I will be trying to review some cards live. Let's see how well this goes. I have it set up. I have it set up to go through some things. So today, we'll be going over one-off cards. These are cards that don't really belong to an archetype, and they're just kind of one-off thingies. Let's see, maybe I should create like a little thing that says one-off cards. Let's see, let me go to my text. Do room. Add existing. No. How do I duplicate this? I know how to edit it. I'm trying to duplicate the thing. Because if I change it over here, will it change over here? Let me see. Let me go to, oh, I can edit it right here. One-off cards. Let's see if it also changed over here. It does. It changes over here as well. So I'll have to set that up later. Twitch. I don't know if the bot... Oh, the bot is working. Well, that's neat. Alright, this is really small for some reason. Why is it so small? How do I increase the size of the text? Text transformations, gradient, background, occupancy. I have no idea. How's it going? It's been going pretty good. Fifth best custom card reviewer. Blue Eyes Prime Dragon should be a thing? What? Custom cards, you say? Review my living arsenals then? Maybe in a different custom card stream. What's up, DuelLogs? Hello there, Jack. Hey, DuelLogs. Love the picture on the cool. On it, it looks cool. Yeah, this one looks pretty cool. I remember I saw this on Reddit, and the guy who made it sent it in to me on Twitter, which is perfect. So what do you get these cards sent to you by? People send them to me on Twitter. The Twitter, of course, is in the stream description. How's it going? It's going. It's going all right. I'm looking forward to custom card reviewing. So, let's get into custom card reviewing. First up, we have Ultimate Mirror Force. This is a trap card sent in by Don't Cry Eat Tacos. Excellent name. It has a picture of Mirror Force with a whole bunch of the other Mirror Forces like layered in on top of it. And it has the effect when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, banish all cards your opponent controls face down. Then draw one card. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. You cannot special summon cards until the end of the next turn after this card's activation. I like it. So, it's like Drowning Mirror Force, where it can only be activated from a direct attack. It banishes all your opponent's cards face down, which is super good removal. I don't know if there are cards in the game which, as a form of removal for opponent's monsters, banishes them face down. There is Eater of Millions. He does that, I guess. Eater of Millions works. He's doing his YouTube voice. I always do my YouTube voice on streams. I don't know if it's possible to do my normal voice on streams. So, excellent form of removal. Then you draw one card. I love that. Like, I also love the fact you can activate the card from your hand. That's the only reason this card would probably see play if it actually existed. Because when you use it, excellent form of removal. It allows you to go +1, not +1, hand neutral off of using the card effect because it lets you draw a card afterwards. It can be used from your hand if you have no cards. That's so good. That's like, this would see play in so many stall decks. Like, why use Sif Scarecrow or Battle Fader if you could just use Ultimate Mirror Force? And you cannot special summon cards until the end of the next turn after this card's activation. That's pretty steep. Like, you know, that restriction seems kind of reasonable considering how good the card is. Evenly mirrored? Yeah, exactly. So, if I were to rate this card, 6/6, if I were to rate it, here, let me look for some text. Create new, dual room, add existing. Now, create new. This one is called rating. Okay. Select font. It's always Berlin Sans FB Demi. Oh, this is how you select the size. Oh, it's in the font. Okay, okay. 12? It's too small. Let's make it 36. We'll have X out of 10. What? Font style bold. Okay, okay. What? I created the font so big and yet... Oh my god. This is annoying. I'm gonna have to look up how to do this later. So that's the text. Text is white. Now let's add an outline. The outline should be black. I don't know why they have it white as default. Okay, I don't know why this is so small. I just got here. What did I miss? We're doing custom card reviews live. Yar yar daze. Yada yada daze. Daze. Background color. No, we don't need a background color. Alignment, top right. Center. Outline, outline size. Yeah, we want a nice outline size. Use custom text. What the hell was that? Vertical? No, definitely not vertical. Anti-alias? Oh no. Why is it so bad? Read from file? Why is the size so terrible? Is it because it's bold? Oh my god, I am gonna have to watch a tutorial on how to do text. But for now, this will have to work. So, Ultimate Mirror Force. Copy paste one off card text box. I'm gonna have to look up tutorial. This doesn't make any sense. It's too upscaled. This is the base version of it. Here, let me try a different font. No, it's not the font, because this is also really bad too. It shouldn't be that upscale. Like, if I choose the highest font, it still looks like garbage. Well, it looks less like garbage, I guess. Okay, Ultimate Mirror Force. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Good job. Don't eat tacos. That one doesn't look that bad. This is a pretty good custom card. It's balanced. It would see play. It's a good staple. It has excellent artwork. The artwork's great. Like, I know it's just Photoshop, but like, you don't need to do the artwork yourself. A good Photoshop is good in my book, and this is a good Photoshop. You know, I probably wouldn't. I don't rate the card on their Photoshop. We can still read it. You can still read what? Can activate from the hand too. Yeah, it does have a nice restriction too. Like, the person knew it was going to be strong. It's an excellent card. Next one. Next one, we have Sword of Banishing Light. This one is also by Don't Cry, Eat Tacos. Okay, I haven't read this one. So, the effect. It's a continuous spell card. It looks like it has lightning bolts on top of one of the Swords of Revealing Light, and I think it has Is it called Umi? No, Yami. The Yami field spell card in the background. So, the effect. Banish 1+ cards from your hand face down. Then your opponent's monsters cannot declare attacks. What? Destroy this card during your nth standby phase after this card's activation. N is equal to the number of cards banished for this card's activation. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects except by its own effect. Okay, I think I get it now. I just have to read to the end of the thing to understand what the hell this is doing. So, you have to banish at least one card from your hand, face down, and then your opponent can't attack while it's out. And then you destroy it after a number of turns based on the number of cards you banished. It has in because that was used with Magical Fairy Hammer. I think that's what it's called. Here, let me open up Edo Pro. If I have Edo Pro open... Oh, I need to close this real quick. Not Edo Pro, it's, yeah, Edo Pro. What's it called? Fairy Hammer? Something Hammer? Hammer, Magical Time Hammer? This card right here. Why is it not picking it up? There it is. Time Magic Hammer. Must be special summon, blah blah blah. You can roll 6-sided die, banish your opponent's monster until next standby phase of the nth turn after this card's activation. N equals the result. I think this is the only card in the game which has that as part of its effect. Okay, so how would I rate this card? It says destroy, so some non-destruction can get rid of it. Yes, I was about to mention that. Okay, so... Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to this. Alright. X out of 10. It's a continuous spell. When you activate the card, you have to banish cards. And it can stall out attacks for a number of turns equal to the number of cards you banish. And this card cannot be destroyed by card effects except by its own effect. So, here's the problems with this card. Mystic Mine exists. Do you guys know what Mystic Mine is? Let me bring up Mystical Mine for you. Actually, let me see if I can set up something. Let me add a game source. Ooh, I love this song. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. Okay. Game capture, Edo Pro. Add existing. Okay, we'll put this one behind everything. And then we'll position it like this. That way you can only see the right-hand side over here. So, there's this card that exists called Mystic Mine. This card has no maintenance costs, and as long as your opponent controls more monsters than you do, they can't attack. It also locks out their monster effects. And you don't need to banish any cards in order to do it. It doesn't have any protection, true, but it doesn't really need protection. So that's kind of the problem I'm seeing here. It seems like a worse Mystic Mind. But then again, to be fair, Mystic Mind's broken. So that's not saying much. It also requires you to banish the cards face down, which makes sense if the effect is like worth it, and requires you to banish a lot. So it's not really worth it for the amount of cards you banish, and they can't be destroyed by card effects. Here, let me bring up another card for you. This one's called Field Barrier. Field Barrier is a continuous spell, which has the effect where field spell cards cannot be destroyed. Neither player can activate field spell cards. They can only control one Field Barrier. Field Barrier does see niche play. It's not very good. The reason it's not very good, let me show you why. Field Barrier is not very good. There's this card called Cosmic Cyclone, which banishes a card, which completely bypasses the effect of Field Barrier. And also, Field Barrier doesn't go away. So, no one can activate field spell cards after your card gets banished with a Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone sees competitive play too. So it's a pretty common card, a lot more common in Duel Links. That's for sure. But yeah, Field Barrier is a really good example of why this effect isn't super good, because nobody plays Field Barrier. I mean, it does see play. I can't say nobody plays it, because it does see play occasionally alongside Mystic Mind. But a vast majority of Mystic Mind decks don't play Field Barrier, because it's kind of worthless. Mainly because Cosmic Cyclone exists. There's also, if the card is bounced due to like a Stellar, is it Stellar Knight? No, Constellar Knight. It's an Xyz monster. Pleiades. Target one card on the field, return it to the hand. If you just like bounce the card, then it's also just worthless. So the effect is worse than Mystic Mind, which is not really a knock on the card since Mystic Mind's broke. Its protection isn't that good, honestly. It's fine. It'll be, you know, immune to like most decks it goes against turn one, duel one, whatever. The effect itself is kind of weak for the requirement. Like, if I were to fix it, I would allow the cards to be banished face up. There's no reason for the restriction. And just add something else to it. There's like a card called Gingerbread. Called Gingerbread House. I love this card. It doesn't see play because it's not good, but I love the idea behind it. Where each turn your opponent's monsters gain attack. So you can have as many monsters they control as possible, gain 600 attack during each of your opponent's standby phases. Then, if they control monsters with more than 2,500 attack, you destroy them, and then you gain life points equal to the number of monsters destroyed times 500. And the attack gains are permanent, so you're basically feeding your opponent's monsters, and if they go above 2,500 attack, they get destroyed, and you gain life points. I love the idea behind Gingerbread House. It's just not good enough to see play. So if it had something similar to that, where like every turn it did something else, and then could destroy cards, like maybe just give it Gingerbread House's effect. That would probably still not be worth the effect, honestly. You know, I like the idea behind Gingerbread House, but really, there's another card. What is it called? Wonder Balloon? Wonder Balloons. Send a number of cards, place balloon counters on this card, and all monsters your opponent controls, lose 300 attack for each balloon counter on it. That would be a way to like justify the cost of the cards you send. Master Revealing Light, Warrior Revealing Light. So, you know, make sure the banish isn't face down. You know, maybe change it from in to counters, like Wonder Balloons. Give it something like Gingerbread House, where it constantly does something every turn. And, I guess the protection's fine. Worse than OG Swords of Revealing Light? It is kind of worse than OG Swords of Revealing Light. So, let's give it a rating. The rating for Swords of Banishing Light. I'd have to give this one a 5 out of 10. It looks cool, but sadly, I don't think it would see play. And it's not an abomination either. Like, there's some really bad cards that people sent in. It still beats them. Oh, let me turn down the music a little bit. I only turned it up because I like that one song. All right. 5 out of 10 is generous. I think it is kind of generous, but like, there was effort put into it, and I like cards where they definitely put effort into it. It tries to be unique. It's just a little bit. They went a little bit too far into balancing it. Whereas the previous card they turned in was pretty good. Give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, the last card got a 10 out of 10. So a 5 out of 10, you know, that's fine. All right. Next one. Ooh, look at this card right here. This card cannot be used in a duel. Well, it's a good thing they clarified that. I wonder if there's a way I can do this. Let's see. Can I duplicate this? Is there a way to duplicate? Full screen, filters, properties, add, game capture, copy. Oh. Great, next card then. Yes, next card. What if instead of just stopping attacks, it stopped you from taking all damage, period? Oh. Oh, like chicken game. That would be pretty good. DuelLogs, does Dragon Dark's effect activate when they're banished face down? No, it doesn't. Like, banishing cards face down is specifically there to stop cards like Dragon Dark. What program is giving you so much trouble? It's just, I'm doing all this on OBS. That's all it is. I don't know how to duplicate this. So if I go over here, maybe if I do this, image slideshow, one-offs. Okay. Add existing. Ah, here we go. I duplicated it. And then we can rename this one. One-offs big. That way, like, if the text is too unruly, I can read it easier. Oh god, it changed both of them. So. There we go. Much better. Let me hide the rating. Let me put dual room below the card. Christ, this is small. Yeah, it is kind of small. Alright, so this card is called Cyber's Parallel Dragon. I saved this card a long time ago, so I don't remember it. This card was probably sent in like a year ago. It's a Cyber's effect monster. It requires 1 Fusion Cyber's type monster and 1 Synchro Cyber's type monster. Huh. Its XYZ requirements are written like fusion requirements. I don't think that's how you write XYZ materials. So, continue. If this XYZ summoned card, if this XYZ summoned monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects from monsters, spells, or traps. Sounds reasonable. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material. Actually, you know what? It could just say your opponent can't target this card with card effects. Like if you're going to specify monster, spells, and traps. Let me read the rest of it before I start critiquing it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material, destroy 1 face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls. This card gains 500 attack for every spell and trap card in the graveyard. Wait, why does it have a colon right there? It doesn't need a colon. It should be a period. If this card is destroyed by battle, special summon 1 Cyber's Clock Dragon and 1 Cyber's Quantum Dragon from the graveyard, but their effects are negated. You can only activate 1 effect of Cyber's Parallel Dragon once per turn. Okay. First up, Cyber's Quantum Dragon. Those are official cards, right? Let me look them up real quick. Cyber's Quantum Dragon is not a real card. There's Quantal Meckle, Quantal Mex. I guess on. What about Cyber's Quantum? Cyber's Clock Dragon's real. I know that. Cyber's Clock Dragon's good too. It also has really long card text. They are official. I can't find Quantum. It's literally right there. Cyber's. Let me try again. Cyber's. Oh, there it is. You see, I knew it sounded familiar. Well, you control link monster, your opponent's cards cannot target monsters you control for attacks, except this one. Also, you cannot target monsters your opponent controls with card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects, except this one. Once per turn, start a damage step. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return the opponent's monster to the hand. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row. Yeah, that one's pretty good. It actually sees play. So that's what it floats into. All right. So its materials: a Fusion Cyber's monster and a Synchro Cyber's monster. That's not how XC's monsters work. If this XC's monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target it with the effects of monster spells or traps. Could just say you can't be targeted by card effects. That saves a lot of text. Once per turn, you can detach a material to destroy a face-up spell or trap card. That's not good. Twisters-like effects. Twister, where it only destroys face-up cards. That's not very good. It's fine. Like, if it's just on top of everything else. It does have a lot of effects, so I guess that's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not bad either, it's just not good. And then, ignoring some problem-solving card text. PCT. This card gains 500 attack for every spell and trap card in the graveyard. That's good. You can get up to some pretty high attack point values if you're playing it in a deck that does that, but I don't think its tough summoning requirements really lead to spells and traps being plentiful in the graveyard. If this card's destroyed by battle, you can special summon from your graveyard, but they have their effects negated. You can only activate 1 effect of Cyber's Parallel Dragon. Wait, you can only activate 1 effect of Cyber's Parallel Dragon once per turn? Well, it's not like you'd use its effect to detach anyway. But that also includes its floating effect. Like, if it's just 1 effect per turn, that means if you activate its effect, it can't float. And its floating isn't very good since it's just battle. And also, this card cannot be used in a duel. I mean, yeah, that's true. Alright, let's give it a rating. So. It negates the effects of its materials? Wait, what? What do you mean it negates the effects of its materials? So you can just use any level monster to summon this? Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's 2 level 7 Cyber's monsters, including 1 fusion and 1 synchro monster. Yeah, that's probably a better way to word it. Like, I understand the intent behind it. So, the rating. It's gonna get below a 5, I'll tell you that. First, let's look at the art. It looks like something picked off of Google Images, which is an improvement. Like, I'm fine with that. I'll give it at least a 1 for that. Yeah, actually, even a 2. because he put effort into making it look different. It look good. The effect isn't very good. The PCT isn't very accurate. And I'm not really sure how it relates to the cards it's part of. So I can't really give it a higher score than that. You know, at least it had art. That is a huge improvement over a lot of the cards that get sent. Let's go to the next one. Next up, 210 is just TheDuelLogs being polite. And to summon them back floating, yeah. 4 out of 10 could get to very high attack. I do like cards that can get to very high attack. I made this. I like this one's from GCD. Wait, I can't say that anymore. Wait, why? I made this Pog. I made this Komodo hype. What? Wait, why can't you say that? If 2 out of 10 is an improvement, I'd hate to see the other cards. Alright, let's see. GCD. He sent this in probably a year ago as well. This is a backlog. I have a lot of cards in a backlog. So, may I have this dance? It's a normal spell card. It's from GCD. GCD is, he knows his stuff. He's in chat right now. He's also a mod in chat. Which makes sense. He's a good YouTuber. The guy who says PogChamp said some bad stuff. Did he? I don't know anything about that. I don't care to know either. Target one monster your opponent controls that has a level. Take control of that monster and special summon this card as a normal monster. Whoa. Whose level is always treated as the targeted monster's level. Fiend, Dark, Attack 0, Defend 0. Immediately after this card resolves, XC summon one XYZ monster using only this card and that monster you control. You can only activate one May I Have This Dance per turn. This is good. It's unique. It has a really good effect. Like, it straight up just steals one of your opponent's monsters. This spell becomes a monster. And then it goes into an XC summon. It is kind of specific since you need to target a monster your opponent controls with a level. And then you'd need to have the appropriate level XC's monster in your extra deck. It's not a token. Yeah, it can become an XC's monster. You can attach spells and traps as XC's materials. Like, what's that card? XYZ Reborn? Reborn. Target one XC's monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, attach this card to it as an XC's material. Like, yeah, that's not, you know, there's lots of cards that do this, actually. So, that's fine. This is a very unique type of card. It's a spell that becomes a monster. Are there spells that become monsters in the game? Great card, 8 out of 10, but you have to have all levels in your extra. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. The idea behind it is good, because stealing one of your opponent's cards and then using it as a, you know, effect is an inherent +1 in card advantage. So the downside to a +1 of this card is the fact that you need to have basically all popular levels in your extra deck. Although that's not too hard to, like, set up. Like, if you know you're playing against meta decks, if you just set up level 4s and 10s and 6s, you're kind of good to go. Like, I think those are the three most popular levels you'll run across. But, like, if the meta is very diverse, or if there's an archetype that has a whole bunch of different kinds of levels, then you might be screwed. You know, like, there's also the fact that a lot of people don't end their board with monsters that have levels. But there are a lot of synchro monsters that see play too. Opponent can also respond to the card, unlike something like Super Poly. The target monster is removed, it will fizzle. That's true. I was going to mention that as a negative. I was going to say, this card can be negated too. because it's not spell speed 4. But then again, when is not being spell speed 4 a bad thing, you know? Like, mind control still sees play. Here. Mind control. Take control of a monster. And you can also use it as an Xyz material, except it doesn't create a new monster in order to go into an Xyz monster. Like, mind control is good because you can steal your opponent's monster and then use it as a material. That's why it's limited, because it's too good. This card allows you to do that immediately and uses itself as the material. This is such a good idea. I love this card. So let's give it a rating. So first, the art. Excellent. You obviously didn't draw or Photoshop this yourself, but I don't take off points for that. So full marks on art. The effect is good. Excellent, no complaints. Proper PSCT. Problem solving card text. Actually, let me open up my rank. Let me open up the thing I use to do rankings. I forgot how I do this. Custom cards. Okay. Wow, my ranking is garbage. So, I give it points if it's strong, creative. Is the card strong? It is strong. I have to give it 3 points for that. Is it creative? It is creative. Incredibly creative. It's a brand new type of card. Full 4 points. Is it viable? Yes. 10 out of 10. It's a viable card. It's not that viable, though. Like, the current meta is ridiculous. I guess 9 out of 10 is more like it. There is downsides to it, which means it probably wouldn't see play. You love to see it. I'd say 9 out of 10, bordering on a 10 out of 10. It does have some flaws. It might actually be weaker than mind control to an extent. Or it might be stronger. I don't know. It kind of measures up really well against mind control. I guess I'll just give it a 10 out of 10 because it's pretty good. Is broken. Yeah. If it's too strong, then I knock off some points for that. Okay, next card. So, Leg Nelicus. Flip effect monster. Level 2. Your opponent discards 1 card from their hand of their choice, but its effects are negated. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. It's a very meta-dependent side deck card, like I like, and has potential to cause a lot of overpowered Xyz monsters to be reconsidered. Yeah, I do. It's a very unique effect. I do like it, GCD. That's why I eventually gave it a 10 out of 10. So, it's a flip monster, Fiend, level 2. I don't know if there's any support for Fiend level 2 flip monsters. And the effect is good. I gotta tell you that. The effect is actually good. Like, I know it seems weak, but being able to discard a card from your opponent's hand and the effects of that card are negated is pretty good. However, like, how long are they negated for? Are they negated permanently? There are cards that negate effects permanently. Like that one evil card. What's it called? Is it Evil Swarm? Evil Swarm. It has 2100 defense. Evil Swarm. Wisp. Here it is. If this card battles a monster, after damage calculation, negate the effects of that monster, including in the graveyard. On a flip monster is bad. It is bad on a flip monster, but the effect is good. Like, if you had a way to swarm out 3 copies of these and then flip them all up, that's 3 cards from your opponent's hand, and they don't gain effects from it, regardless of position on the board. Yeah, exactly. It's a good effect. It's just, you know, on a flip monster, so it's kind of weak. But then again, There is that card, Wind Up Hunter. You know, this one requires you to tribute a card, and it sends one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. And it's a once per turn. And yet Wind Up Hunter is banned in the OCG. So, like, the effect to discard from your opponent's hand is good. It's not once per turn. So if you find a way to loop this on your first turn, you can get rid of all the cards in your opponent's hand. So it has potential to be good. Like, when has strong effects being tied to a flip effect ever stopped something from being broken? Imagine chaining this with Trickstars, a whole graveyard of permanent negated cards. Exactly. Like, the effects are permanently negated in the graveyard because there's no duration on it. Like, I know you guys are the 7 out of 10, pretty slow, but decently unique concept. It is slow, but like, so is you want to know another card that's slow? Time Seal. Time Seal is slow as hell. And yet this card is banned. The reason it's banned is because of the potential to be broken. Legnelekis gives me Time Seal vibes. Like, it is weak on its own, sure. 100%. But I think it has potential to be broken as hell. I like the Legacy Sport. Tortullas is fine, but Pot of the Forbidden is so much better. Only upside is the card is not hard once per turn, which isn't good enough. Don't forget the level 9 Flip Ritual deck. The level 9 Flip Ritual deck, aren't they more about cards above level 3? I know they're called Prediction Princesses. Let me see. Prediction. Let me see their Prediction Princess Tart. Oh, I'm not spelling princess right. Tart. Here we go. You can special summon one flip monster. Wait, once per turn during your end phase, you can special summon one flip monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position. You can only use one of the following effects once per turn. Quick effect, you can target one face down monster in the field, change it to face up attack position. Quick effect, you can target one face up monster in the field, change it to face down defense position. This card right here. Like, Legnelekis would be an excellent, it would be just like Smoke Grenade. You know, Smoke Grenade always had the potential to be broken, but it wasn't until an archetype came around that could break it. That's the Legnelekis. It's a Smoke Grenade. It has potential to be broke. 100%. Oops, wrong one. Alright, let's give it a rating. I give it 7 out of 10. Someone said it in chat. That's pretty good. Like, it has potential. On its own, it seems weak. But obviously, you're not supposed to use it on its own. This is something that, you know, you build decks around. It has the potential to be banned someday. And it has such a simple effect, too. Alright, I'm sending a text right now. Okay. Next one. Frightfur Mad Reaper. Prediction Princess Legneclix. I'm sure I was saying the name wrong this entire time. DuelLogs, why would you run that in Prediction Princess while Pot of the Forbidden exists? Does Pot of the Forbidden have the effect to discard a card from the hand? Oops. Of the Forbidden. Look up your opponent's hand, shuffle one card from that into the deck. Oh, it does. You can only use one. It's a hard once per turn, though. You're right. How's my 5th best custom card reviewer today? Thanks for the €2, I think. Space Cowboy. How's my 5th best custom card reviewer? I'm doing my best. Let's see a Space Cowboy. My question about the card. If I shuffle cards back to the deck from the graveyard after being negated by that, would they get their effects back? Yeah, they do. Usually effects don't stay negated forever. 2 bitcoins? Is that a euro? Rupees? Is it rupees? Is it 2 British pounds? I at you on Twitter, my friend. Why, thank you. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Okay, so this next one, the text is kind of small. First, let's read the name. Oh, let's hide rating. Frightfur Mad Reaper. It's a Link 3 monster. Neat art. I would be afraid to look up the art online. This looks like something made before Master Rule 5. It probably was. A lot of these were sent a long time ago. 2+ Fluffle, Edge Imp, and Frightfur monsters. When this card's link summoned, you can add 1 poly or fusion card from either your deck to your graveyard to your hand. Excuse me 1 second. Also remember but okay, sorry, I haven't read this card yet. So it's 2 Fluffles, comma, edge imp, or fright fur monsters. 2+. Alright, sounds reasonable. When this card is link summoned, you can add a poly or fusion card from either your deck or graveyard to your hand. Oh, shit. That's good. When a fright fur fusion monster... No, wait. When a fright fur monster is fusion summoned to a zone this card points to, you can banish one of the fusion materials used for its fusion summon and target one fright fur fusion monster you control. Wait. When a fright fur monster is fusion summoned to a zone this card points to, you can banish one of the fusion materials used for its fusion summon from the graveyard, I assume, and target one fright fur fusion monster you control. That monster gains attack equal to the attack of the banished monster and cannot be targeted by other card effects until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Fright Fur Mad Reaper only once per turn. Okay, so the first effect right there. The one where it searches out a poly or fusion on summon? That's good. That's really good. That's real good. That's I would definitely see it played just for that. But maybe if it was a Link 2 monster. Yeah, this was definitely made during Master Rule 4, before the revisions. Miss the timing, let's go. Both effects can miss timing. wait, is it a when? When this card is link summoned, you can add a poly for your deck to graveyard? Oh my god. When a Fright for Fusion monster is summoned? I think that was probably a typo. I think they meant to do if effects and not whens. Like, the first effect can't really miss timing. It's a trigger effect that happens when it's summoned. The floating effect, yeah, it can miss timing. That's funny. It's not easy to miss summon timing, yeah. Like, can it even miss timing with its first effect? Yeah, true. Okay, so it gives it temporary targeting protection. It increases their attack. If I remember correctly, Fluffles and Edge Imps monsters don't want to be banished from the graveyard. And they don't have very high attacks, so that's not super good. And targeting protection isn't really the best either, since everything non-target removes nowadays anyway. My only real grab I have with it is how you have to banish the fusion materials for the attack boost. Doesn't work with their miracle fusion. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so for its rating, its first effect is good. It at least gets a 7 out of 10 for that. Everything else about it is niche. Like, you probably wouldn't use those effects. Plus, there's the fact that it can miss timing. So, 7 out of 10 seems reasonable. Mainly because, like, its first effect when it's summoned, where you can add a poly or a fusion card, that's really good. Alright, let's go to the next one. That was easy. How old are you? Why YouTube, not Twitch? Do you have stream Vods? Can you build X deck? Is it your job? What anime do you watch? I am 28. I stream on YouTube because Twitch scares me. Do you have stream Vods? Yes, they're at the link. Can you build X deck? No. I do what I want. Is YouTube your job? Yes. What anime do you watch? I have my anime list in the description. Alright, next card. Danger Cthulhu. You have to. It makes me... I thought this was a pre-recorded video for a second. I see you're getting better at streaming, nerd. This is about the quality I do for this, except I am currently distracted by a conversation with a friend. So I keep taking breaks by mistake. Wow, a Wednesday stream. Awesome. Yes, yes. Okay, let's take a look at this. Danger Cthulhu. Beast Monster XCs requires 10 plus dark materials. You can use dark normal monsters in your hand as materials when this card is summoned. Send all cards... Wait. You can use dark normal monsters in your hand as materials. Period. No capitalization. When this card is summoned, send all cards in each player's hand, graveyard, banished, and spell zone to the deck and shuffle, comma, no space. Then each player draws 5 cards. During your battle phase, special summon as many danger monsters from your hand as you can. I don't think you can bring this card out. Weird card effect, but fitting for Cthulhu? Yes. Thanks for the $2, Samurai Righty. I guess it makes sense because it's Cthulhu. Since, Cthulhu does drive people insane. So, let's give it a rating. I don't think the effect works, and I don't think you can actually summon the card. So, very appropriate 3 question marks out of 10 for Danger Cthulhu. Alright. Next card. Oh. Is this by the same guy? Oops, let me see. No, I think it's by someone else, actually. Let me make it bigger. First, external entity Gthugan, then. So it's a 2 link monster, requires 2 plus monsters, including 2 entity monsters, like Elder Entity Nitis. This card gains effects based on the types of materials used for its link summon. Fusion. If this card's link summoned, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Is this like Cross Sheep? I think that's the exact same effect as Cross Sheep. Is it called Cross Sheep? Am I forgetting its name? Oh, it is called Cross Sheep. It's just there's a dumb dash in it. Fusion. Draw 2 cards. No, Fusion. Special summon level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Fusion. Target a level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also banish it when it leaves the field. I think it's worse than Cross Sheep. It's Norden's effect? Oh, okay. Okay. Synchro. If this card's link summoned, you can return all monsters special summon the extra deck back to the extra deck. Xyz. If this card's link summoned with an Xyz monster that has 1 fusion, synchro, and Xyz material, you can, quick effect, declare a card name. Cards with that name and their effects cannot be used for the rest of this what? For this turn. Cannot be used as link material. What? That's so minor of an effect for how convoluted it is to use. Like, I understand what this is based off. It's like Azathoth, where it gains a whole bunch of effects based on its materials. But Azathoth... including itself, there's a TCG Link 3 card like this? Is there? It's like if they got Saryuja and Cross Sheep and used Poly on it. It's, I guess one of the effects is basically Norden. This is super confusing, just like Elder Entity Archetype. Yeah, Elder Entity Archetype is comprised entirely of cards that are either completely worthless or ridiculously overpowered. Which, you know, makes sense. 3 out of 10 for artwork? Yeah, it has to get some things for that. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, the rating. This one at least is summonable. So I'll give it that. The artwork's neat too. Oops. 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 I guess you can guess what keybinds I have on this. It's not very good. It's too hard to summon. And it's not very good for being too hard to summon, but its artwork looked nice. So I'll give it a 3, no, a 4 out of 10. Some of the effects aren't half bad. But the other ones are really weak. Like, if you bring this card out, if this card is link summoned with an Xyz monster, and that Xyz monster that you got rid of had 3 materials of 3 different types of cards, you can declare a card name, and cards with that name and effects cannot be used for the rest of this turn. Like, I get that it's a negate, but like, wow, that is so weak for how much requirement goes into that. All right, next card. Venom Miasma Belascus. -5 to make a side blocker. Yeah. Well, it's a spell speed 2 side blocker though. But yeah, I was thinking of side blocker immediately when I saw that effect. It's Engraver the Mark counters that. That's true. Engraver the Mark does counter it. Venom Miasma Basilisk. So, fusion monster, level 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, level 8. All right. Reptile fusion only requires 2 venom monsters and has 2900 attack. I like it so far. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send a reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. Place venom counters on all your opponent's face-up cards equal to the level the monster is sent to the... Whoa! While you control this face-up card, monsters your opponent controls with venom counters have their effects negated. Whoa! This card is immediately more useful than Venom Swamp. If face-up venom cards you control is destroyed, you can remove 4 venom counters from anywhere on the field instead. Alright, venoms are... I don't know if they're very well known. The venom archetype comprises of exactly 3 cards. The 3 monsters. Venom Boa, Venom Serpent, and Venom Snake. These are the only 3 monsters that can apply venom counters. There's also Venominon and Venominaga, but they don't apply venom counters. And there's also Venom Cobra, who does nothing. And all 3 of these cards suck. And like, this one can't even attack the turn it places a venom counter. And what do venom counters do? Nothing on their own, unless you have Venom Swamp out. Where monsters lose 500 attack for each venom counter on them. And if their effect becomes 0 by the effect of Venom Swamp, then the card is destroyed. The more useful application of venom counters is to use Venom Burn, where you can remove venom counters on the field from 1 monster and then inflict 700 damage to your opponent for each venom counter. So how many would you need for an FTK? OTK, since it's a trap card. 8,000 divided by 700, you would need 12 venom counters. Just a note, it's a Venom Fusion monster. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Venom Miasma Basilisk. I like it. There's only 3 Venom monsters, though. That's the problem. The art, yeah, the art's kind of out of focus, but that's fine. They at least put effort into looking for art. Some people send me, a lot of people actually send me cards where they don't have art. I'd rather you just get a blurry image from Google Images like this than to send me cards with no art. Swarm negates. So it places Venom counters out as a quick effect. It negates the effects of cards with Venom counter, kind of like Dragostepula. Is that how you say his name? Predaplant Dragostepula? Predaplant Dragostepula. Dragostapelia? I think it's Dragostapelia. Dragostapelia. Yeah, this is basically Predaplant Dragostapelia, where quick effect, it places counters and it negates monsters' effects that have those counters on them. Except Basilisk is better. Whoa. As a cost, it sends a card from the deck to the graveyard. As an effect, it has a great effect. As a passive effect, it negates the effects of all cards with Venom counters. And it has protection by removing Venom counters. Problem with counters, though. Like, if your opponent doesn't have any cards, then this card is worthless. Although it is a quick effect. It's good. I like it. Venoms need more support. And if they got Venom Miasma Basilisk, that would be support. Send Divine Serge from the deck. Basilisk. Divine Serpent Get. Divine Serpent's Get doesn't have a graveyard effect, though. Why would you do that? Does it? Am I missing something? I use Divine Serpent Get. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a graveyard effect. Cannot be normal center set. Must be special summon by its own effect. If a monster you control is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can pay half your life points. Special summon this card from your hand. Yeah. For Venom Burn, though, Get is level 12. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, that would be really good, because Divine Serpent Get is a good staple card. Like, it's just good in normal decks. And it's a level 12 reptile, so it would allow you to burn immediately. If you had Divine Serpent Get and then Venom Burn. That's 12 counters you need for an OTK. Gech. Yes, Divine Serpent Gech. Alright, so let's give this card a rating. Rating. So, Venom Miasma Basilisk. Its art could use some work, but that's fine. The effect is awesome. It's not overpowered. And I love it. I'm not biased or anything. So I'm just going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it deserves a 10 out of 10 because it's perfect. I don't see any way to really fix it. To make it even more better, 8 out of 10, difficult to do, but can FTK/OTK? Yeah, it can definitely OTK. You can't FTK with Venom Burn. But, like, you can FTK with Venom Burn in the same way you can FTK with Magical Explosion. Just activate it as soon as your opponent's turn starts and you win. Although, because of priority, your opponent would have a chance to do something first. I think. I don't know. You could just use it during your opponent's draw phase, I guess. Okay. So, I'm not going to change its score from 10 out of 10. I love this card. Next card. The Almighty Finger. It's level 12. I don't know what type that is. Its type is meme. It's meme type. Okay, I had to read that real carefully. Alright. It's meme type. It's the Creator God. Whoa, this would be the second Creator God card in the game. It has infinity attack and defense. If you have this card in your hand, you win the duel. Alright. So, it's level 13? Oh. Okay, so this card right here, its power is a little good, I have to say. It's kind of broken. You see, it doesn't have any restrictions on its summon, so if you cheat this card out of the deck, you have a card with infinite attack, so it would always win if you inflicted any form of battle damage. There's also the fact where if you drew the card, you instantly win. But it is inherently balanced by the fact that it's of the creator god archetype, so there's no real support for that. And it has a brand new attribute of meme. So, let's give it a rating. Oh, sorry, I had the 10 out of 10 out here. Alright, the card's broken. We'll give it a 1 out of 10. It's obviously broken. Some might say. Its power level is over 9,000. Oh, God. Yeah. It is over 9,000. It's a little broken, I have to say. Next card. Time Leaping Girl. The girl who leapt through time. I love that movie. It's psychic, level 4. It was sent in 2019, so last year. Once per turn, during either player's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your hand. Let's see, what if both players drew the card in their opening hand? Whoever's the turn player would win, because of priority. Just like if both players drew all 5 pieces of Exodia. Let's see, once per turn, during the player's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field face up. If this card is banished face up, you can special summon it during your next standby phase. Ooh. And if you do, activate one of these effects. Banish top card of your opponent's deck face down. Shuffle one card from your opponent's field into the deck. Oh shit, that's good. Special summon one card from your graveyard. 1 per copy of Time Skipper. What? Is Time Skipper another card? I don't know about that. Okay. As a cost, by the way. Special summon during the next standby phase? Oh, it's special summoned. Wind Up Rabbit wishes it was this? That's what I was thinking. It's like Wind Up Rabbit or Evil Swarm Thunderbird. No, Evil Swarm Thunderbird is a more apt description of what this card's like. Evil Swarm Thunderbird. During either player's turn, when a card effect is activated, you can banish this card you control. During the next standby phase, return this banished card to the field. And if you do, it gains 300 attack. Because you see, it gains an effect when it returns to the field, which is what Time Leaping Girl does. And of the effects, the first one's garbage, the second one is super good, and the third one, special summon one card from your graveyard, is also super good. And Evil Swarm Thunderbird has seen tons of competitive play, because it's a good card. So this card is obviously good. It's obviously good. However, since you have to wait a turn, it's not broken. That's the thing. Like, the speed of the game is to the point where if this card existed, it would probably see play, but not be broken. Because it's too slow. Yeah, exactly. Like, if this came out 5 years ago, it would be like, hey, this card's too broken. Get this custom card out of here. But, you know, now? Special summon a card from your graveyard when it comes back after a turn? That's like ages. That's too slow. It's a soft once per turn. Yeah, I think it was meant to be a hard once per turn for the special summon effect. They just didn't do it correctly. Because I think they renamed it later on. Alright, let's give it its rating. It's really strong. Like, to the point where I need to knock off a point because it's too strong. But I don't think it would be broken if it came out, just because it's too slow as well. But the reason it's too slow is because it has that Thunderbird effect. So, I like the anime this is based off of. The anime it's based off of is called The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. It's about a girl who could leap and then go back in time. And she used that in order to have fun and to see her boyfriend who ended up leaving. Because he was from the future. 7.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I would say probably a 7 out of 10 because the effect is too strong. 7 out of 10 seems good. And save her friend. I guess it has been a while since I saw the movie. I don't actually remember the plot very well. Next meme. Black Coliseum. It has Let's see. It has Rory Mercury from Gate. It has Akami from Akame ga Kill. And I don't know who this third girl is on the left. I recognize two of them. Jesus Christ, this art. Yes, the art is perfect. Is into some otome shit? Otome? What's that? That sounds familiar. Photoshop 10 out of 10. Yes, I would too give it a 10 out of 10 based on its Photoshop. Red eyes waifus. Oh, I guess they all do have white red eyes. They just got pictures from Google and put them on Anime Girls on it. Hey. Hey, that's good. Have to reward people's efforts. So, Black Coliseum. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Red Eyes monster without tributing. Also, you cannot special summon other monsters for the rest of this turn except Red Eyes monsters. That's not half bad. But this is on a normal spell, which doesn't stay out. If a Red Eyes monster battles an opponent's monster, it gains 600 attack during the damage calculation only. What? You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Inferno Blast from your deck to your hand. I think they meant to make this a continuous face-up card. If this is just like a normal spell card, then I don't know how its second effect applies. I think they meant to make it a continuous spell card and forgot. Because this makes sense on a continuous spell card, and it's actually, you know, a free normal summon every turn. That's not half bad. I mean, without tributing, I mean. It's kind of like the Hazy Flame cards. And then a 600 attack boost is kind of mediocre. And it has a graveyard effect to search. A field spell card. Yeah, that would make more sense. I guess field spell card makes sense too. Yeah, Hazy's. It reminds me of a Hazy Flame card. Would be better if it was a field spell card. So it's literally double summon. Double summon isn't good because you can only use it once. If you could use it every turn on like a continuous card, then it'd be a lot better. Alright, so let's give it a rating. It's kind of unplayable because it's a normal spell. So it can't really get higher than a 5 out of 10. So let's look at its art. The art is beautiful, so I guess it has to go above a 5 out of 10 because of the art. It has a graveyard effect, but it searches out a pretty bad card. Infernal Fire Blast. It just allows you to inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of Red Eyes Black Dragon you control. Which is not super good. But like if you get it for free, whatever, who cares? 6 out of 10 is fine. You get the 6 out of 10 because the art is very good. They did an excellent job on this Photoshop. I couldn't even tell it was Photoshopped until someone pointed it out. Each card not horrible, but there's a Gemini monster that does the same thing every time it battles. Yeah. This will be the last card because I gotta go after this. If I stream for too long, then I'll blow out my voice, and then I can't record videos. All right, last one. Encounter with Eyes Blue. First off, the Photoshop. I think this was actual art drawn, because that's a position of Blue Eyes Toon Dragon that doesn't exist in the game. The card artwork, yeah, I think this was an actual drawn card. I'm pretty sure it wasn't drawn by the person who made this, but whoever did draw that, this is definitely custom art. The artwork is too cramped. Yeah, it's because it was probably, you know, when you make the custom cards, it like readjusts the image file for you. I don't know about your voice, just do text to speech. I have to save my voice, otherwise I can't record videos. Alright, so it's a quick play spell card. Tribute one Blue Eyes monster you control. Special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck or extra deck with the same level as the tributed monster. but a different original name, ignoring its summoning conditions. But for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Blue Eyes monsters. You can only activate Encounter with Eyes of Blues once per turn. It's fine. That's all I can say about it, really. If you, like, cheat out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, for example, through Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi, Blue Eyes Ultimate. If you cheat out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, then you could tag it out into Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Oh shit, where the hell is it at? Ultimate. There it is. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, which is pretty good. Your opponent cannot target or destroy this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. That's neat. But you need to cheat out Ultimate Dragon in order to do that. Ignoring the extra deck monsters. You can cheat out Chaos Max. No, you can't. Chaos Max is a ritual monster. You would not be able to cheat out Chaos Max. So when you judge the cards I sent on Twitter, maybe some other stream. Wait, it's a quick play card? Yeah, because it's quick play, you could use it during the battle phase in order to get an extra attack. Like tribute at Blue Eyes into like another Blue Eyes monster. But that's generally not super good. Like, Neos have a card similar to this. I forget what it's called. It's called Contact Out, I think. Return one Neos fusion monster you control the extra deck, and if all the fusion materials listed in the monster are in your deck, you can special summon them. You know, like you tag it out and get out more monsters to keep the attack going. Or double hero attack. If you can control a fusion monster, target one hero fusion monster to graveyard, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, so you can only activate one double hero attack per turn. Like, these cards don't see play. Because that's not really good. Like, it's okay. But it's not good enough. Even though these cards can be searched out and they exist in Duel Links, they don't see play. And Neos are very popular in Duel Links, and the reason they don't see play is because that's not very good. The reason it's not good is because generally you want cards to give you advantage when setting up plays, or to win the duel for you. And those ones require you to already be ahead in order to activate the effect. Which is the same with Encounter of Eyes of Blues. Like, it won't help you get a card on the field, but if you already have a card on the field, then you can get out another one. It's kind of a win more type thing. Ignoring the summoning conditions isn't really a big deal, because you still have to get a card on the field in the first place. The summon doesn't negate effects. That's also not a big deal, because it's only Blue Eyes cards. Like, you'd have to get out Ultimate Dragon in order to bring out one of the better Ultimate Dragons. And that's too many resources for not really enough payoff. Not win more of a finisher. Finishers don't see play, though. And yeah, finishers are basically win more cards as well. With a few exceptions, like Gagaga Cowboy. That's definitely a finisher, but that's because you can literally bring it out to end the game immediately without using resources from your hand. Blue Eyes to Chaos Max. No, it wouldn't work on Chaos Max, though. You can't cheat ritual monsters out of the deck. Finishers are bad, but yeah, expansion from Link 4 monsters. Yeah, finishers, there are some that exist, but generally finishers are not like spell cards that you have to use from your hand. There could be like a potential finisher spell card that has an effect from the graveyard. I already just tweeted my custom cards. They're pretty good, but too much for this video. Yeah, it is too much. I gotta end after this one. Love the live stream. Why, thank you, thank you. Summon doesn't negate effects. Alternative might be okay if they're a beefy monster. Alternative is fine too. But, like, I don't know. It's not very good. It's fine, though. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just kind of like Contact Out. Or Double Hero Attack. Cards that don't see play in Duel Links, where they would be really good in Duel Links. Mainly like Contact Out. Like, if it doesn't pass the Duel Links thing. Thanks for the live stream. Will you do these custom card streams more? Sure. It's Custom Card Stream Wednesday, of course. You know what they say about Wednesdays? It's time for those custom card review streams. Alright, let me give it a rating. Rating of Encounter with Eyes of Blue. So, the artwork is primo. I'm already starting to lose my voice. Artwork's good. The effect is unfortunately kind of mediocre. Because it's more of a, like a win more card. But the effect itself, if you just ignore the fact that it won't actually help you win the game, it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. 7 out of 10? Yeah, 7 out of 10 sounds about right. I'd say 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10 seems low. 8 out of 10 seems a little bit too high. 7 seems just right. 7 out of 10 for Encounters with Eyes of Blue. Alright. Artwork is amazing? Yeah, it is. There are more cards I was going to go over, but I didn't think I would take so many breaks with the messages and stuff. Okay. So that's it for custom cards. And the custom card review. Custom cards. Thanks for showing up to the custom card review. The stream VOD will probably be located in the custom card review playlist if you're interested in watching it again. I don't know why you would. I probably won't edit this into a real video. It was a fun stream. Good night, nerd. See you later, GCD. Excellent card. You were one of the few 10 out of 10s. I gotta go now. Otherwise, I'll destroy my throat. I probably already did. I might need to just rest for the rest of the night. And, yeah, hopefully these weekly streams will push me in the ratings to be the #1 custom card reviewer. Because currently, I'm only at number 5. Number 4 is, of course, House of Kaijus. And then number 3 is D's Nuts. And number 2 is Tough Leg Gaming. And of course, everybody knows the #1 custom card reviewer. Purple Eyes Dark Magician. One of these days I will dethrone them and go from 5th best to number 4 best, because I can't actually go up that high. You know, I can probably beat House of Kaijus in the custom card review rank. I've already just edged out rank 9 Gene Raider, but there's no dethroning D's Nuts. Okay, goodbye everyone.